What's up, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm Chris, and I am a husband, a father, and a pastor. And for me, today is Sunday. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm sitting in my office getting ready for our college service tonight. Today has already been an amazing day. We had baptisms this morning during our services, and we had 35 people go public with their faith, which is just absolutely incredible. It was one of my favorite Sundays. Every time that we do baptisms on Sunday morning, it's so special. And so now I'm sitting here just expectant and excited for what's going to happen tonight as college students gather together for our college service. I'm kind of spending a few minutes going over my message. I've got my notes here, just kind of some last minute tweaks and highlighting a few things that I want to make sure that I cover. And then I'm going to head over to the main building, kind of do a few rounds, make sure everybody's good, and then I will head backstage to get ready for the service. So I'm just going to kind of take you along on that journey with me tonight, and enjoy. Hey, what's up? Okay, so here's the deal. Service is going to get started in just a few minutes. I am backstage in an office going over my notes kind of one last time. Students are arriving. The band is ready to go. So make sure you stick around, get a little bit more of an idea of what we do around here on Sunday nights with our college service, and I'll even have a piece of my sermon from tonight that I'll edit in just a little while. So let's go. Okay, so we are backstage. Things are about to get started. The team is on stage leading worship right now. I'm going to take you over and show you that in just a second, but I am just excited. I get this nervous energy when I'm backstage, ready for what's about to happen. So I'm going to go out and speak, and even though I'm prepared and even though I know that God's going to show up, there's still this nervous energy, and I get a little hyper and a little just bouncy. So that's happening right now. I'm trying to let some of that nervous energy out so it doesn't show when I get out on stage. But in just a few minutes, the worship's going to wrap up. I'm going to go out there. I'll show you a clip of that in just a second, and I'll see you after the service. As we get started tonight, I want you to consider this question. What am I known for? I just got done reading this book called Know What You're For. It's by this guy named Jeffrey Henderson, and he's talking all about how we need to kind of know what we're for, but there's really two questions. There's like, what do I want to be known for, and what am I actually known for? We all have things that we're known for, and for the most part, you probably don't care. And honestly, there's some things I want people to know about me. It's probably true for you too. Like, we want people to know if we are funny, or we are sweet, or we are kind, or caring, or loving, or generous. We want people to know those things about us. But then there's these other things that we're like, I'm not sure I want people to know that. And so we take those things and we tend to hide them. We tend to put them behind closed doors. We keep them at arm's length. We're like, no. You can know a lot of stuff about me, but there's this one thing that I don't want you to know about. Or there's these two things. And maybe it's a struggle. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's our past. Maybe it's something that we've walked through. It could be dark. It could be scary. It could be painful. It could be heavy. But for whatever reason, myself included, we keep those things tucked away, and what happens is a lot of times we gain the reputation for being fake. We say we're trying to keep it real, but everybody around us knows that we're not really being real. We're not really being honest about what's going on. We're not really opening up and telling them the whole story. We all have a story like this woman, right? Probably no one in here has 5 ex-husbands. Like, I know I haven't met all of you, but I don't think anyone has 5 ex-husbands. But we all have a story like her. We all have something that we've walked through. If you're breathing, at some point in your life, you've walked through mess. Some mess is harder to clean up than others. Some mess is heavier to carry than others. Some mess has a much longer residual effect than others. But if you're breathing, You've walked through some kind of mess. You've walked through some kind of hurt or pain or struggle or addiction, something. And what's crazy is that even though we know that that's true, we know that everybody in this room has to walk through it. This woman had that story. Jesus read her mail. We still convince ourselves that we are the only one, that we're alone in this fight, that this is our struggle and no one else would understand. No one else could feel our pain. No one else could truly empathize with our experience or where we've been. People are going to judge us. People are going to walk away from us. If I open up and I let them see what's really going on the inside, they're not going to stick around long enough to hear my explanation. But we cannot carry this weight by ourselves. You cannot find freedom and healing and restoration by yourself. And you can't find it keeping it hidden in the dark. You have to bring these things into the light. You have to bring these struggles and these addictions and these wounds into the light. You're going to mess up. It's just part of the human experience. It's part of living. It's part of breathing. We're going to make mistakes. But when we do, we need to be surrounded by people that are just like Jesus was and says, hey, I see that and I love you anyway. Because we are not intended to ever walk any part of this journey by ourselves. Now, we don't know a lot about this woman's story, but we do know that she has 5 ex-husbands. Now, she may be the original Black Widow, not sure, right? So she may have 5 ex-husbands because they all have died, and she just kept remarrying. Or maybe they left her, maybe she left them. We don't know. We have no idea. All we know is that the guy she's with now is like, I'm not adding my name to the list. I'm not becoming the 6th one. Like, no way, right? And so she's with this guy that's not her husband. But here is what we can know for sure. Based on the culture of that time, this woman is ashamed. She's ashamed of her story. She's ashamed of her past. She's ashamed of the fact that she had 5 exes and the man that she's with now is not her husband. And the reason that we know this is because of the time of the day. People don't go to draw water in the middle of the day from Jacob's well. People go to draw water in the morning. They go to get their water for the day. But here she is in the middle of the day coming to draw water because she's trying to stay isolated. She's trying to stay away from the crowd. She is trying to hide her shame and her embarrassment or whatever it is that she's walking through. But then she meets Jesus and he doesn't ignore her pain. He doesn't pretend like everything's okay, but he assures her, I know your story. I know what you've walked through, and I love you anyway. And the same is true for us tonight in this place. Like if you want to find healing, if you want to find restoration, if you want to find hope, bring your dating life into the light. Bring your porn addiction into the light. Bring your eating disorder into the light. Bring your anxiety, your depression into the light, into community where other people can see it, they can speak into it, they can help you, they can surround you, they can care for you. Because when we isolate ourselves, when we walk in shame, when we say, hey, I'm the only one going through this, that's when we struggle, that's when we hurt, and I get it. I know what it's like. Man, what a night. Standing here backstage again, everything's quiet, students are headed home, and it was just an absolutely incredible night. Got to encourage students to take a step towards community, to take a step towards being known, to take a step into the light. Talked about the story of the woman at the well and how Jesus loved her and accepted her, even though he knew about her past and knew about her story. Super powerful, largest crowd we've had in months, great energy in the room. And I love being a college pastor because of nights like this. We got to connect probably 12 new students into community groups as we're kicking off groups tonight. And it was just a really, really special night. And I hope you were encouraged and maybe even challenged just from watching this. And thank you so much for going on this journey with me. Make sure you hit subscribe. And then I would love it if you would share this video with somebody that you think it might encourage or that needs to hear this message today. I will check you next time.